Welcome, friends, to the PW Fan. The PW Fan is a podcast created by fans for the fans, and we appreciate you listening to episode 115. I'm your host, the architect of pro wrestling podcast, Booker Andy.
I'm also your host, the no-selling wrestling indie fan and football lover, Jeremy.
Uh-oh. We're missing someone.
Not
That's what
again.
Tim always says. Whenever we're missing someone, he goes, uh-oh, where is he? Yeah, me and Jeremy were just talking. We can't have more than 1 week lately over this like holiday season, winter time, where it's all three of us. Tim we believe is going to be popping in the middle of this episode.
Yeah,
he's getting his taxes done and whatnot, so it takes a little bit.
Important thing.
But he should, it is important, and he should be popping in today. So me and Jeremy are going to start the podcast tonight. We're going to be talking about Seth Rollins facing Jinder Mahal last week on Raw, the contract signing on Smackdown for the Royal Rumble Fatal 4-Way, and Samoa Joe facing Hook, and more. Before we get into it, please follow us on all social media at the PW Fan. And on TikTok, you can find us at the PW Fan Pod for now, until the time limit has gone by that I can switch it back to just the PW Fan. So, before we get started, Jeremy, is there anything outside of just the TV shows that maybe we're forgetting about?
I don't think so. I mean, this week wasn't that much of an exciting wrestling week, so other than the TV shows.
One thing that comes to my mind that I forgot about is they released, I believe, what season 5, at least some of the episodes are going to be about for Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll rally some of them off. I asked him about some of the people because he knew who they were and I did not. So Brutus Beefcake, probably going to be talking about he was in a really bad like paragliding accident, or not. What is it when you're connected to the boat?
Oh, yeah, you're up in the air from the boat?
Yeah. Paragliding is like when you're just like a bar in front of you and but
yeah.
That thing, all right.
Yeah.
It destroyed his face. He almost died, I believe.
Oh, man.
Harley Race, Buff Bagwell, Kurt Angle, aka Perk Angle. It's probably, I would assume it'd be about that part of Kurt Angle. Chris Adams. Yeah, I'm liking all. Buff Bagwell should be interesting. He's gone through a lot. Kurt Angle, his story is always interesting. I don't know who this is, but Tim did. Chris Adams. I believe he was I think Tim said he was a wrestler during the territory days. Sandman.
Oh, he has a lot.
From ECW. And it's called Black Saturday. And then in parentheses, it says here, when Vince McMahon purchased Georgia Championship Wrestling to get access to the TBS time slot in 1984.
Yeah.
So some cool stuff coming up. And I don't know. I mean, I thought it might have been done after last season, but Dark Side of the Ring at least is putting one more season out.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
They got to keep going though. They got some new content to go through this past few years. That
is true. As long as things keep getting crazy, they'll never run out of content. Though some of the things no one really knows about, because of NDAs.
Also, I'm curious about. You see the Vince McMahon documentary that's going to come out, I think, pretty soon.
Netflix one, right?
Yeah, but like Vince apparently doesn't
about it, but
yeah, he didn't have like final say in it, so I don't know if it's like it definitely isn't all good for him then.
Like there could be like some stuff he like did not want out there.
Yes.
Woo. God. Well, luckily, I guess he's not the front and center anymore.
Yeah. You put on that mustache to get away from it.
So, that being said, I read today that Okada's still up in the air where he's going to go, but his contract with New Japan isn't up till the 31st. So if anyone was expecting him to be in WWE or AEW by then, he will not.
That's gonna be weird. Okada not in New Japan, which is like, I don't know. It's like Seth Rollins not being in WWE.
Or I'm thinking of another guy that, that like never left WWE, like Undertaker. If he were,
Yeah, like Undertaker.
he was
Yeah,
like
that's probably
homegrown
better.
basically. As I'm looking at the TV right now, I guess we can mention this. Even though I don't want to mention it next week. So the covers for 2K24 got released today. The standard edition. I think if you actually thought about it, you would predict who would be the cover. But
Yeah,
the standard edition is Cody Rhodes, and Triple H. I think he put out something saying it was like well deserved. And then the deluxe edition's pretty cool looking too. On the left side, it's Bianca Belair, and on the right side, it's Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And there's a video out there. They thought they were doing a holiday photo shoot for 2K23, and then in the middle of the photo shoot, they watched a video from Triple H saying that it was actually for the cover photos for 2K24, and so they surprised them in the middle of the photo shoot when they were doing it. So yeah, but then, me and Jeremy are watching a commercial right now for
they also have the 40 years of WrestleMania edition as well.
Yeah, so I mean, can't you just do that yourself though and make the match? I don't know why. Like
they have them in there
already.
Just
pair people up, or is it like kind of like, oh look, Nightmare Family Pack? They have the Masked Cody and the Stardust, and
yeah, I think that's kind of funny.
He's probably like, oh come on, guys. He's like, you put Stardust in the game. Okay, let's get started. Raw this past week, Cody Rhodes opened up the show. And it wouldn't take long though. Did he call out Drew, or did Drew just come out? Do you remember?
I feel like Drew just came out.
Okay. I'm always like more fresh with like Smackdown and Collision and
yeah,
stuff.
because we just watched
by the time we get here, because we do this on a Monday, and that just happened. Like this is exactly like a week before.
Yeah.
But so Drew will make his way out there. They kind of talk about how both men left the company and bettered themselves and made them more of a valued attraction, I guess you could say, before coming back. And both ended up winning the Rumble matches. I think Cody said that he followed in Drew's footsteps. Because I think Drew bettered himself before Cody.
He did, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, McIntyre won the WWE Championship twice, which is 2 more times than Cody. And he is not, he's not satisfied with sitting back and watching Cody finish his story, if it means the expense of his own story. Cody did what a bunch of people have been doing lately, which is calling out Drew for his bitterness. And I guess they had a match on the Indies, because Cody asked him who won their last match years ago on the Indies, and
sure it was
I think it was Drew's last match on the Indies was against Cody.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
His very last match, I think, is what they said.
All his like promo stuff with Drew, where he's with Punk and now Cody. I think he's definitely gonna be in the last 4 of the Royal Rumble.
I think it's gonna be Cody, Punk, Gunther,
Drew. Yeah.
Who would you switch out Gunther with?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone.
Now I wonder, like, are the guys that are in like the Roman match, are they eligible to be in the Rumble?
What do you mean?
Like like AJ, LA Knight, Randy.
No, I don't think
Randy, so. You could switch Randy out with Gunther. That'd be
yeah, I don't think they are though, because they're in another match.
Okay. Usually sometimes people pop in. Yeah, usually like you don't, but that's who I think it comes down to. Last year, I only remember the final 2, which was Gunther and Cody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So I mean, lately, I gotta say, Drew's been kind of killing it with his promos with people. I think that's what you were getting at.
Yeah.
Drew's still mad. He was mad at Cody for being responsible for bringing Jay to Raw. Jey Uso, that is. And Drew was suggesting he was simply keeping his enemies closer. Yeah, so I thought it was a great segment. I don't know if you noticed it. At least I almost forgot to talk about it. So with Kevin Dunn gone, they're like, I guess they tried out a new set, a new Raw set.
Yeah.
It's like simplified, but I like it.
I like it too. I actually probably like it better.
So I'm just going to say, before we go forward, I'm going to say a couple quotes though from this segment. Drew McIntyre said, "You were going to finish your story, just not before I finish mine." Cody said, "I'm thankful for my second chances, and you are just complaining about yours." And then Cody talking about their last match, he said, "You keep talking about this last match we had. Who won?" Which online people said it's a legitimate mic drop moment. So yeah, it was a strong opening segment for Raw. Shortly after that, we had I don't know your opinion on this stuff lately. It's entertaining to me, the R-Truth stuff. So R-Truth was backstage with Damian Priest. Yeah. He's been apparently selling T-shirts in the parking lot and making lots of money. And him and Damian were getting into it, and Drew gives Damian a cut of the money, and Damian seems to be all right with it.
That's so funny.
But that'll pop up again later.
I feel like R-Truth also made Judgment Day a lot better. Like they weren't like bad before, but I feel like they're gonna kind of maybe stale almost. And now R-Truth is
like repetitive every week. He shakes it up a little bit,
He's changed it up a lot, yeah.
In your opinion, does it seem like DIY is gonna be going for the titles here soon?
I think so, and also the fact that they're like Triple H's boys, like that's like his team. True.
So me and Tim were talking about. We were on the phone with each other a couple nights ago, and we were talking about Mania matches and like predicting what would happen. We were talking about what would happen with the tag titles, and I was like, I think what you do, because so many teams are coming up now, is you would have to have like a multi-tag team, like a Fatal 4-Way tag team or something. And I was like, the match for the titles. So, because it's just one set of titles now. It's not two.
That's true.
So you got to cram them all together. So we were thinking, if you do like 4-way, because any more than 4 with tag teams is kind of like...
Yeah, it's too much.
Chaos. So you have Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
Unless they lose it before WrestleMania, and then you have like Finn versus Damian or something at Mania.
Right. It could be good too.
But if they hold on to the titles, you got them too. All right. Then who do you put in? Do you put in DIY?
I think so.
Now the way they're booking them, do you put in Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne? Could they get there by then?
Now I would.
So that's 3. And then it's like, then who else though do you put in? Do you put in the Creed brothers, or do you put in Imperium?
I think Imperium, just because.
Do you put in AOP? I mean, that
would be too early for AOP to lose, though.
Yeah.
They wouldn't win the titles at that point.
And the Creed brothers now have like been off TV for a couple weeks, so.
Yeah, I didn't really like them that much, anyways, to begin with.
I think that's where that's the direction that you go with, like something like that. So
yeah,
it seems that right now the DIY beat JD and Dom. And I think, they're going. I hope they'd. I mean, I would love to see the main roster tag titles one day on DIY. Put some respect on their names.
Yeah. Their main roster run has been pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, well, like, Ciampa got hurt, so that delayed them coming together. And then I think Gargano got hurt a little bit.
But also, like, the way Vince before booked Gargano was just awful. I
don't even want to talk about the Vince days anymore. Eventually, it'll be in the way rear view mirror. It'll be way back there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It hasn't even been like it's been like almost 2 years.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
it.
So Gunther, after a couple weeks of being off TV, made his return to Raw, and he expressed, his want to win the Men's Royal Rumble, which is this Saturday. He applauded Ludwig Kaiser for bringing the quote-unquote intensity and aggression in his absence, which included an assault on Kofi Kingston after Kofi injured Giovanni Vinci, who's back this week, by the way, but we'll talk about that next week. During this whole segment, though, this would end up bringing out Xavier Woods, who challenged Kaiser to a match, which Kaiser would end up winning due to disqualification. So tensions, though, keep coming up with Judgment Day. Are they going to fall apart? Judgment Day was backstage with Rhea. She wasn't too happy that Dom and McDonough lost the match, and JD's not really happy with with Damian Priest being by Truth's side. They keep saying he's not in it, and then I believe Damon showed them the money that Truth gave him, and there was something with like JD wanted a cut, and he's like, you're not on the shirt. I think Truth put it over JD's name, or was JD never on it? I can't remember.
I think he put it over, or maybe he was never on it because then he was like, you gotta be part of Judgment Day to get a cut.
So, yes, Finn seemed to be happy about him, and he's like wanted to go find R-Truth. But there's always a little bit here and there sprinkled of like tension every week. It's been like that for a while. I would say like I could have seen them breaking up a long time ago, but
yeah.
they get
Do you
it
think it's
together
gonna happen towards Mania or like probably afterwards?
Or at Mania?
At Mania?
I don't know. It depends if you want Finn versus Damian at Mania, or if you want them to walk in as champions and then lose the belts, and then maybe
Damian still has a briefcase.
Yeah.
Imagine what if like Cody wins and then Damian cashes in on him right there.
I mean, I was thinking like the World Heavyweight Championship match, like Damian fucking does it, because I wouldn't be surprised, as much as I don't want to happen, I wouldn't be surprised if Punk loses.
He wins and then loses?
No, he just loses to Seth.
Yeah.
It's his first basically big match back, and for him to win right away, it's just like I mean, I want it to happen, but I can see them booking it to where
I could see
maybe it also shows that he can play ball,
Yeah, I mean, but I could also see it as in like he wins and then loses it immediately too.
Or I was telling Tim, he loses at Mania, and then you know how Backlash is, then he wins it at Backlash.
He gets the rematch.
Yeah. And so Seth, gets his moment.
Yeah.
Punk still gets to main event.
Yeah.
Then you put it on him.
And then you put him on the rematch.
Seth properly takes some time off or heals up or whatnot. This next segment I want to talk about Rhea and Becky. Finally, a little promo between them. So Becky came out and interrupted Rhea, and she ended up saying that admitted that she thinks Rhea is better than her. And she has to prove that that's not true by winning the Rumble, and basically saying that if she wins the Rumble, she already told Rhea who she's going for. I think this is a long time coming. I think this is the match they're going to go with. Do you remember like months ago, Rhea was coming down and Becky was coming up the ramp, and they just like had a little stare down, and then they passed each other. And I was like, they're teasing their future.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they're headed with Rhea's championship at WrestleMania. But this is a match I'm excited for. I really think Mania this year is going to have some fucking great booking to it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, didn't who had match of the year last year? Wasn't it? It was a women's match. It was
Rhea
Rhea,
and
wasn't it?
Charlotte.
Yeah,
Rhea and Charlotte, yeah.
I
If I
think Rhea
remember.
and Becky could have another one.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea and Becky can stand up against a match like Seth and Punk in like
Yeah,
if they were able to tell the story, it can be just as big of a storyline.
yeah. They just got to actually do the story because remember, like last time it was Rhea and Charlotte. They didn't really do anything, as in like a story. The match was still great, but
Rhea ended up telling Becky, "No one wants you to win the Rumble more than me. See you at WrestleMania." So I was like, "Ah, okay."
yeah, I think Becky's winning.
Let's just fucking get there. Judgment Day would defeat. I guess did they used to be called the Awesome Truth? Miz.
Yeah,
and
that's
Truth?
what I can never think of their name. But that's what it was.
So Judgment Day defeated the Awesome Truth. I think R-Truth gave Finn money during the match.
He did.
He's like, "Look, Dom, I'm rich," and he like gave Dom the money to like put away. And that's why R-Truth is the number one seller. R-Truth has a resurgence, man. He's on a resurgence right now.
Isn't he has like 3 of the shirts that are top sellers?
2.
It's that
2. He has the one with the duct tape, and then he has the Live, Laugh, Love.
What about the one where he calls Dominic? He says like Tom and
Nick. Tom and Nick. Is there a shirt that says Tom and Nick?
Yeah, they made a shirt.
Oh God, then he might be 3 too.
Yeah,
3 also. The main event, we had talked about this coming up last week, was Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal. Seth Rollins would end up retaining. I thought this was a really good match. For one, I'll say it was like 10 and a half minutes long or something like that. But
yeah, I thought it was a good like TV match.
It showed that, in case people forgot, Jinder can hang with the fucking main eventers. Like,
yeah.
In case you forgot.
He's not the most entertaining wrestler ever, but like when he has someone like Seth with him, I think it's a lot better.
Oh yeah, I mean, plus, I think some of the crowd was behind this match after the whole Tony Khan debacle stuff. But it was reported that, I guess I can say exactly what he did. Seth injured himself during the match, and we'll talk about more next week, but today or tonight as we're watching Raw, he said what he did. He said there was a tear in his MCL, and then he did something with his meniscus, apparently.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about what's to come with all of that, and what his status will be. We'll talk about that next week. But yeah, Seth, he said he went for a moonsault and his knee tweaked in the direction, I guess, more inner than outer.
Yeah, it's the way he described what he had. He tore.
It's like not forward or back; it went like side.
Yeah, which is not good.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had it happen to you, but it's a weird feeling, and I've never done it to where it's done like serious damage. So I can only imagine what that felt like. But he did finish the match, but he did hurt himself. So, yeah, he opened up the show this week to talk about that, and that's all I'll say about his injury. But that wrapped up Raw. Anything else to talk about with Raw that I'm forgetting that you want to add?
No, I think they got everything else.
All right, let's get into Dynamite. Dynamite opened up with a TNT Championship match. Christian Cage, or as Nigel McGuinness says, Christian, because that's how they say Christian over there. Christian Cage. Retained against Dustin Rhodes. This is a cool WWE throwback of a match.
I feel like they put Dustin in when it's like they need someone to fill in for like a title match or something to make. Like he's there enough to make it. You're like, all right, he can be in a match like this, but he's definitely not going to
win. It's just also weird, like seeing like 2 of the older guys like open up the show. They both looked really good, I thought, during this match.
Yeah. Which is crazy for Dustin to still be going like that.
I feel like he's said before, though, he doesn't have like too much left.
Yeah, I know. I feel like he said last year he was like, this is it. and then he's like
because
still going
he
this
doesn't
year.
have to wrestle. He does other stuff in the company.
Yeah, he does a lot, I think.
Yeah,
So he doesn't need to do like the wrestling part.
But they had teased the match the week before, and so it opened up the show this week.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta would beat Penta and Commander because one of the Lucha Bros is always hurt. But afterwards, the Kingdom, and I don't believe they were with Adam Cole this week.
No.
The Kingdom came out, Roddy Strong and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. No Wardlow, I don't think. And he laid down, or Roderick Strong, I should say, laid down the challenge to Orange Cassidy for the international title at whatchamacallit, the next pay-per-view, Revolution.
Revolution, yeah.
So what, is he not going for the TNT? I thought that's what he said when they said they were going to go for all the belts. I thought he said the TNT championship.
No, he said the international one for Roderick Strong. Who's else is in the group for a TNT then?
Wardlow. But for some reason, I was like thinking that. I was like, Wardlow does not have to go for the AEW World title and then give it to Adam Cole. Wardlow can just go for a different title and then let Adam Cole do it himself.
Yeah, I guess they didn't mention TNT title then because they had a tag team, which is the other ones, but that's it.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about that. I was like, why does Wardlow, when there's another championship he could go for? And he's been TNT champion before. Actually, there's so many titles he can go for.
That's true.
That company has two separate shows with their own sets of titles.
Yeah.
And now they just added the new one with Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. He has plenty of options.
Yeah. Mark Briscoe paid tribute to his brother Jay. And I've realized in here I wrote down Mark Briscoe pays tribute to Mark Briscoe. They showed Jay's daughters, and I guess it was the 1 year passing.
Yeah, which
was it to the date? Was Dynamite like to the day? Was the 1 year passing?
I don't know if it was to the date of it,
but right around it.
Yeah, but what he said in his speech that was really cool. Like it said it to him, to one of Jay's daughters was told she wasn't able to walk again. And then he was like, "But," and then she walked out. Yeah, it was really cool.
How did you feel about this backstage promo segment with the Bucks?
I actually liked it.
They were secretly throwing some shade, though, weren't they?
They were.
I like the Punk. Like,
the whole thing was like leaning into all of that.
I wish I had like quotes from it, and I tried to find it on like TikTok and send it to you guys, but
I thought it was really well done.
Too soon, but I was like, I kind of like it. I kind of like that they're like, you know what? Fuck it, we're asshole EVPs. Like,
yeah,
that's how you see us. Then we'll be that.
And the Bucks aren't like as like themselves too, like not wrestler gimmicks. They're not like babyface type people anyways. Like they're like arrogant kind of
like
people.
Full of themselves.
Yeah. So like they should be heels like almost all the time.
But I watched this promo, I was like, damn. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be.
I was like, I see you, Alex. You know, they're going off the real shit, which I always feel like makes it better.
It's better. Yeah, I would rather have this than them trying to be like, you know, the babyface Bucks or whatever.
Yeah, like when they came back after being suspended.
Yeah, and they were like trying to be all like, "Hey, we're good guys."
I read Kenny Omega's future was up in the air before the surgery.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It would be so insane if Kenny Omega would have to retire.
That would suck.
It would be so nuts. Like, I mean, understandably why, but
I mean, he's still
like the guy that's been called like one of the greatest of all time. Like,
yeah,
like geez,
he still has like a few like years left for like being a full-time wrestler too, like wrestling every single week if he wanted to.
Well, how old is he?
He's in his 40s. I know that.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
He is. Dude, I hate when my computer goes to Bing. Bing never gives me the
What do you
results
Bing?
that it's by default on Microsoft Edge. It goes to Bing, and I've tried to change
Microsoft
it.
Edge. Why are you using Microsoft Edge?
I don't know.
Use Google Chrome or something.
I use Google Chrome for the podcast. That's like the only time ever.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know, man. Don't judge me. Jamie, pull up Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's 40. Kenny Omega's
40, yeah.
got a time.
Yeah.
Randy
He
wants to
doesn't-
go fucking 10 more years.
He needs to heal his body then. Because there's some times where
Yeah.
he looks like he's in rough shape.
Well, I don't know if you fucking
But
saw this
also-
match with Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy. Someone needs to fucking heal their body.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was on Rampage. I forgot.
Yeah, that was the main event of Rampage, and that's the only thing I'm going to talk about from Rampage. But yeah, so I enjoyed the backstage Young Bucks interview segment. If they keep heading in this
Tim's
direction,
here.
I'm down. Hello, welcome. Well,
He was almost
technical difficulties. Should we just leave this in, Jeremy? Should we
I'm
just
leaving this in.
see have the fans see what we go through?
There he is.
Okay, Jesus. All
Welcome to the PW fan.
We already did that, Tim. We already did that.
King is back, baby. Guys, I only got one job on this show. Come on.
We were just ending. Did you get a chance to see the Young Bucks promo segment backstage this week? If not, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, but I did tell you all that they had trademarked the super dick catchphrase like a few months ago. So I knew that they were going to come back with this big heel turn. Corny's been talking about it too.
I love it. I like it.
You
I was
like
telling
it?
Jeremy, I was like, they basically were like, you want us to be asshole EVPs? Then we'll be asshole EVPs. I'm like, yeah. Just lean into your fucking bullshit.
It's funny because they don't have to pretend to be like nice people anymore. They can just be themselves. And
That's what I was saying.
It's got to be easier for them. It's like, hey, I'm a fucking asshole. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, without wrestling, they're still just arrogant people.
Right.
That's just them.
If you're going to be a wrestler or a musician, I will say you have to have a little bit of an ego on you. There's no way that you're going to get up in front of a bunch of people and be like, hey, look at me.
Lost you there for a second, bud. And he's gone again.
It's gone again.
If you're just listening, this might be more or less entertaining than if you're just watching right now. But
Tim's just bouncing in and out right now.
Yeah. Well, Tim has what I like to call McDonald's internet. McDonald's internet at the Tim Forrester household.
Maybe we should explain to the people at home that look, sometimes the reason why I was late tonight is because
yeah, see, I told you, McDonald's internet, man. He has two internets, and he switches back and forth, depending on which one's working. Yep, and here he goes.
None of them are worth.
Look, guys, listeners, if he might text us and just be like, you know what, you went this far without me. Just finish the show.
Testing.
There it is.
That's my last time doing it.
By the way, Tim.
No, you can leave it all in. I will explain to the people at home that I love this show so much and so dedicated that I live in the middle of the woods and I have two horrible internet services that I simultaneously
Point proven. Point proven, man.
Oh, it's not happening. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, boy. Maybe we do cut this. I don't know.
No, there's two of them now coming in.
We got two Tims now.
just continue. Just continue.
When Tim tries to explain what's going on, things go crazy. So
Time
now
you're
we have two Tims in here.
The
That's fantastic.
is there two?
There we go.
Okay, I was gonna say there's only
No,
one.
now we got three.
No,
Now we got just one.
The moral of the story is I live in the woods. I got bad internet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying here. And here, I'll tell you what. Once you all start getting us sponsors and telling your homies about this show, and I start making some money off this thing, maybe I can move to a better area with better internet. So thank you.
Hey, someone that shouldn't be on Raw showed up to Raw. All right, so we have 2 more things to talk about on Dynamite after that Bucks segment. Well, Tim has T-Mobile, aka Terrible Mobile Internet.
Can I just say the reason why I was late tonight?
There.
I can't.
We
leave
already said it, but you can say it again.
Why was I late? Why did you say?
You were getting your taxes done.
I was getting my taxes done, and you want to know what happened during and after?
I mean, that's up to you.
They fucked me in the ass hard with no lube or condom.
Oh,
hard.
No lube.
Were you at least wearing lipstick?
Dry, dude. It was a dry ass fucking. Raw.
Were you at least wearing lipstick while that way you look pretty while you're getting fucked?
No. I went in sweatpants, unshowered, just to maybe I thought they would take it.
Showered.
I thought they would take it easy on me. They did not.
Bite the pillow. I'm going in dry.
Bite the pillow. I'm going in dry. I am fucked literally and figuratively. Anyway, we're back.
Oh boy,
we're back here.
All right.
Let's talk about wrestling. Let's talk about things that I don't owe $13,000 to.
Oh no!
13,000.
We're actually have to laugh.
Dude. That's what I told Skylar. My poor wife is like crying, and I'm like, "There's no crying. You just laugh because it's like you're doing everything right.
Just laugh to get through it."
Yeah, like laugh at my pain.
I'll just never take a day off for the next year.
I'll just never not ever work until I'm 100. And here's the other thing. Let me just say this. It hurts.
Do it.
It hurts, guys. It hurts to do.
Yeah, I can see that.
It hurts to do all the right things and be a good American and try to pay all your taxes on time and be married, be a good dad, and then at the end they're like That's how it is.
Well, at least we got Mania tickets before you owed $13,000. So
I said at least I'm still going to wrestle.
Paid off.
At least I'm still going to wrestle.
Because after that, you're never spending money again.
I had put aside nearly 8. I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I'll give them all 8. And they were like, hang on. You're going to need more than that, pal.
Oh, my God.
Well,
one positive thing this week with wrestling is we got some new ROH 6-man champions.
If you want to donate to the GoFundMe,
Gold, baby.
If you want to donate to help save DVD Tim, that was 10 years ago. Talk Wrestling Tim Gilbert,
never forget,
from federal prison. Please donate. The GoFundMe link is below. Save me from federal prison.
This podcast with all of our friends so we can get sponsors and Tim can
not go to jail.
Can one day motherfucking Manscaped just finally sponsor us? I will talk about smooth.
I'll take
smelling.
Blue Chew. I'll take MeUndies.
Dude, I'll take them all.
Home Chef, HelloFresh.
Listen. Manscaped.
I'll pop Blue Chews on the pod.
Yeah,
he'll like a pelican.
He's gonna get an HARD. I'm gonna be talking about how. I'm gonna be talking about how my balls smell so good with Manscaped, guys. Help us out.
Dude wipes, something, dude.
Dude wipes. The crop preserver and the crop reviver. If you need to bring your crop back to life, search no further than Manscaped. Send that to him. That's a test run right there. That's a test run ahead.
That's a test run.
All right, let's get back to wrestling. RASSLIN. That spells wrestling. All All right, we had new ROH 6-man tag team champions. That is Bull Club Gold, Jay White, and the Gun Club.
Gang.
Bang Bang Gang won it from the Mogul Embassy, which is Brian Cage and the other dude.
Two other guys.
The Gates of Agony and Brian Cage. There we go.
That's who it is, yeah.
Pulled that out of my ass.
You got it.
And then the main event was Samoa Joe defeating Hook. This match never slowed down, it felt like.
Yeah.
For one.
That
good
table
for Hook
spot.
hanging in there. Where Hook fucking got
right
on his
head. Went straight into it.
Yeah. But no, Joe made Hook look good.
Yeah. He kicked out of the
He kicked out at 1 from the Muscle Buster.
The Muscle Buster, yeah.
Yeah, he kicked out at 1.
He like hulked up for a second.
But Joe would end up winning in the end, which I think most people assumed. Hook's now 29-2?
Yeah. I mean, still really good.
And that would wrap up Dynamite. We can get straight into SmackDown if you want. Actually, I'm gonna switch it up,
guys. I just wanted to know
SmackDown.
At the time, at the time of SmackDown, I was up $13,000. At this point right now, I'm in the negative. It's so at the point
the movie Dumb Money.
At the point that SmackDown is on, I just want all of our fans to realize I was happy and up 13 at this point. Life was good.
You're plus 13.
Life is different.
I'm watching
now.
the movie. I'm watching the movie Dumb Money, which is about the stock stuff with GameStop. Yeah, maybe you can take some notes from that movie.
Yeah, my friend Chris actually not won, but he got $3,000 from that whole GameStop scenario a few years ago, and it just made me think that if I had gotten that, I would only be down 10. It's crazy.
Well, 2, if you add it to your 8, you already set aside.
Well,
yeah.
I'm negative $5,000 right now.
Jesus, dude.
It hurts.
All right. So I want to end on SmackDown this week. So I'm going to go into Rampage and then Collision. Rampage, we had Darby Allin defeating Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy came out. The Hardy Boys have kind of had, they've been slowly changing. It seems like their characters maybe in a different direction. Hardy came out, went to do the juke dance, and then stopped right away and was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Darby put out his fists to give Jeff, bones for the match, and Jeff went for it and then smacked Darby's face instead.
I'm kind of with him.
Hard hitting.
I'm kind of with him.
Yeah.
Just because when you do owe that much money to the government, what is there to be happy about? I just can't even.
When you're just not getting what you want,
I would say, dude, don't
being the good guy.
Don't fucking fist bump me, dude. I'm down $13K.
Well, Jeff Hardy's down like four cars and a license for 10 years.
That is true. He doesn't have a lot to fist bump about either at this point.
But there was a lot of big unnecessary spots. Fucking Darby did some crazy spot that he didn't need to do. Jeff was sitting on a chair on the outside. Darby dove through the ropes, did a front flip. Jeff moved, and he just front flipped onto a sitting chair.
Yeah,
it was unnecessary. But Darby would win. He went to I guess give Jeff bones again after, it didn't work the first time, and Jeff just dropped and rolled out the ring.
He said, "Come on, bro." He said, "Come on, dude. It's only 13. Don't be so mad."
Well, Tim's saying, what if he goes back to the immortal Jeff Hardy persona?
I liked angry. A lot of people didn't. I liked evil Jeff Hardy in TNA. I don't know why. I just liked it.
I think he could be good.
Yeah, but evil Jeff Hardy leads to the Sting match, so.
Yeah, but except this time. This time.
That was the last time we saw evil Jeff Hardy, if you remember.
This time
yeah, that's right.
This time he's not high.
So, do you think Matt is going to be like that too? Or is it just going to be Jeff?
No. Matt's battling his own demons with his wife.
Yeah. Hey, Matt's battling his own demons, a.k.a. his wife, who's roasting him on social media, saying that he's a cheater and all this other stuff.
Putting their business out there, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh he got me flowers, takes a picture of the card, and, throws shade at him.
Rough. Not good, bad look. Hey, but you know what?
Yeah.
I bet you Matt Hardy is a smart enough man to know to pay those quarterlies and don't fuck yourself over.
New year, new taxes. All right. That's all I want to talk about with Rampage. Then I want to talk about Collision. We got another Copeland Open, this time against Dante Martin. Adam Copeland would cut a promo afterwards. Still with this whole, I believe, Christian stuff.
Yeah. He also said that all the new, young kids are stepping up for the Open Challenge, and there's no vets, which then leads to next, Wednesday, I think?
Who's coming out?
I
forget.
Suzuki.
Someone came out. Oh, that's right. Minoru Suzuki. Slap fight is about to ensue.
Edge has never been chopped
fest.
that many times in a match.
It's a fucking Eddie Kingston machine gun shit.
So yeah, Eddie Kingston did that
too. We got a formation of a super group happened on Collision. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn have scissored with Jay White and the Gun Club. They scissored on TV, and they are now the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
I don't like it.
To take on who? The Kingdom?
Why don't you like it, Tim?
I just don't like this is where they went.
Look, I don't like that Jay White's a tag team champion, but
yeah.
So now it's the AEW Trios champions are teamed with the ROH.
No,
Trios.
but
they did in their
Acclaimed,
promo. They did mention going after singles championships, though.
The Acclaimed
and Billy Gunn. They said Billy Gunn wants another.
The Acclaimed was the most.
What? Everyone loves the Acclaimed.
I know they do, and I do too. But it was the most over. It was the most over thing in wrestling 6 months ago, and now
scissoring.
It's the Scissor Gang. And
it's
I'm
Bang
just
Bang
like,
Scissor Gang.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're watering something
Put
down.
respect on their name.
You had it. You had it. Oh, you blew it. I'm sick and tired of
it. Is this anger coming from something else, maybe?
All I know is during this segment, I was up 13K. So.
Holy shit.
So that's the name of the episode. I was up I was up 13K.
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia would end up defeating Buddy Matthews in a really good main event match. I want to say though, I think it happened on I don't know what show it was. Blackpool Combat Club faced someone. It was I don't know. The point is, Bryan Danielson was in the match, and the whole time Nigel McGuinness on commentary was basically shitting on Bryan Danielson. And I'm like,
he doesn't like him.
Well, they used to have a rivalry, so, and I know Nigel wants one more match. I'm wondering,
No.
do you do final match at All In Nigel's home country? Are they teasing a little feud? I mean, Danielson was in the Nigel documentary talking about how he loved.
In all seriousness, and I'm over here doing the Hulkamania poses because I've lost my brain at this point now that I'm going to federal prison. But my real thoughts are that
wages garnished.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we want. That makes everything better. It would be nice to see Nigel McGuinness in another match because I feel like if anybody's ever seen,
it got taken away from him.
Well, there was an independent version of a documentary about the end of his career, and then they did one on the WWE Network a while back. So
WWE, that's the one I saw.
If you've seen either one of those two, you know that his career ended. It sucks. I can only imagine someone telling me like,
"Good documentary.
Hey, your vocal cords are done." Yeah, no, you gotta watch them. But I can only imagine someone being like, "Hey, your hand's done. You can't cut hair or play guitar, or your vocal cords are done. You can't sing in a band anymore." Like to have it taken away from you before you were ready has got to suck. So I would love, and he had a hepatitis, right? That's what he got. Hep C,
I believe so. Yeah,
I'm not sure what hepatitis. I thought it was Hep C. I'm not sure. I don't want to, put like information out there that's not accurate. So we can follow up on that in a few minutes here. But I think it would be really cool to see him finally have an opportunity to go out the way he wants to. One more show, as they say. He's from London. He has hepatitis. He's up 13K.
He was in TNA, then Independent Circuit, returned to ROH till 2016.
He was getting ready to go to the WWE. He was, I think,
hepatitis B.
Got the develop B. So I'm glad we followed up. Yeah, so hepatitis B. B, as in boy.
Hepatitis B. But they did the documentary in WWE when he was the NXT UK announcer.
Yeah.
Is when they were doing
great wrestling story.
Or when they did it.
Very sad, very tragic. Basically, Daniel Bryan got the spot that Nigel McGuinness was also fighting for. They both were kind of the indie guy fighting to get the main roster. And
he's a former ROH champion.
He unfortunately got hepatitis B, and Daniel Bryan Danielson went on to become the Yes Movement and the big star that we know him as now. So it would be cool to see him get one more chance to have a match with him and
against an old rival too.
Yeah, I just like the idea of somebody saying goodbye on their own terms. I hate when people's career get ended
in their home country.
Yeah, I don't like when it ends not their choice.
I mean, now that you put it this way, I think that should happen though.
That'd be cool.
At the beginning of this, you were like, "Oh, come on." Okay, I want to end though on SmackDown this week, just because I thought it had a better ending than talking about Daniel Garcia versus Buddy Matthews, which was a good match. Both super good wrestlers, but I really liked how SmackDown ended this week. So let's get into that. Before I get into it, don't forget, Rumble is at 8:00 this Saturday.
That's right. And the boys are back in town. We're going to go out and get some food, possibly Indian, maybe something different. But
yes, we're going to talk about that once we get off the pod. Me and Jeremy were talking about it a little bit before.
We're going to get... Guys, we're going to do... We're going to post dinner pictures to the PW Fan Instagram. You can follow that. Go to Instagram and look up at the PW Fan.
Dinner on us, right, Jeremy? Because Tim's down 13 grand.
Because Tim's down 13,000.
I appreciate that, guys. That reminds me of that scene. I can't remember which movie it is where the mom likes it a lot, Andy. Where the guy goes, "Hey, you got dinner tonight, right?" And LeBron James is like, "Why do I got dinner tonight?" And he looks at him. He goes, "Because you're LeBron James. That's why."
Because you're LeBron James.
Oh fuck!
Some
Trainwreck.
dating movie. Yeah, Mom loves that.
Yeah.
It's Trainwreck.
He's like, why do I got it?
Yeah.
Why do I got to buy it? Because you're LeBron James.
Amy Schumer's in it.
Yeah.
It's like cheap bastard. It also reminds me of like the Triple H Rock skit when he's like, you're paying for dinner. He's like, $1 million movie star or highest paid movie star.
Dude, this is very off topic, but just if anybody's never seen it, you got to go back and watch The Rock and Triple H from like, what was it, 2013 or 14 or something like that, where they're going back and forth, and he's like, no, what would really happen was I would pedigree you, and then you would look up at the lights like, That whole segment is one of the best like backstage skits ever in wrestling. It's so good. So The Rock, Triple H.
When was it? YouTube's saying it was 9 years ago. So that's what, 2013? Is that what you said?
It's funny as shit.
Yeah.
He's like,
I guess
he's
the
like,
Rock
I came out, and then The Rock's like, I don't know if you remember, but I came out and I gave you the rock bottom, and I was smelling on top.
He's
of
like,
the
and I was smelling.
I was smelling on top of the ropes.
That was around the same time though they did a segment with The Rock and Big Show backstage. He's like, they wanted you for Scorpion King. He's like, my career could have been your career. And
he's like, I'm really taking it off. He's like, and you're here.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's so good.
All right. Like I said, let's end with SmackDown. SmackDown opening segment was the contract signing segment for the Fatal 4-Way at the Royal Rumble. Randy, LA Knight, and AJ would be out in the ring, and only Paul Heyman would end up coming out. No Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns with him. So, yeah, LA Knight, AJ, and Randy all entered, signed the contract for their title match, and only Paul Heyman came out to inform them and Nick Aldis that Roman will not be signing the contract tonight. Nick Aldis threatened to strip Roman of the title and said that the match would then be a triple threat for the vacant undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And Randy would end up threatening Heyman with an RKO to close out the segment. So, pretty good, strong opener. It seems like they are putting LA Knight and AJ against one another. I told Tim maybe we get that match at Mania.
I think so.
Possibly.
Yeah, that seems
like out of the four guys, it just seems they're always at each other's throat.
Yeah.
Wait, out of which four guys?
Tim thinks Cena and Knight.
I think Cena and
LA
Knight.
Roman, Randy, AJ, and LA Knight.
Cena posted the NWO shirt on his Twitter. Or on his Instagram. He only posts weird stuff when he wants you to read between the lines. I'm just saying.
I'll read between the lines, but I'm not seeing LA Knight in the NWO shirt anywhere.
I told Andy like 3 fucking years ago. I said, pay attention to Punk's Instagram stories. When he posts something, he's telling you something. Even if it's a stupid picture, read between the lines.
Well, Cena's been doing that for years. Yeah, I know that.
But it's
a heel
legit.
turn could mean one thing, but what about that says LA Knight?
The NWO post?
He needs.
Yeah. Tim's like
because
what does that mean then?
LA Knight needs somebody to work with at Mania. Cena's got nothing going on. If Cena costs,
so does AJ.
Yes, but they're building to something with him. I can feel it.
Okay.
They're doing something there. They got a little something cooking there.
My evil way.
My evil, yeah, dude. What do you guys think about AJ and jeans?
Randy doesn't know how he hasn't split the crotch yet. Apparently,
yeah, he wears some tight jeans.
He's in his evil ways era right now, but with like long hair.
Speaking of Randy, if you haven't seen the Randy episode on Logan Paul's podcast, it's really good. He talks about some stuff that has to do with like psychology in wrestling and stuff. It's really interesting. Every time Logan Paul's had the wrestlers on, it's been good. Randy, Edge, Cody.
Shawn Michaels.
Well, the Cody one was funny because he's like, "Are you related to Lana Rhodes?" He's like, porn star?
That one, dude. That one's so funny. He's like your whole family's in entertainment. Your father, Dusty Rhodes. He's like your brother, Dustin Rhodes, and your sister, Lana Rhodes. And then he's like, the porn star? I don't think we're
related. Before we continue, I sent this to you earlier today, but you might have had a busy day, Tim.
Just a little bit.
Getting in more debt.
Just a little bit. Owing $13K.
Did you see the 2K24 covers?
No, that missed me today. When the CPA told me what I owed at the end of the year, I actually only heard like, and then like a warm feeling came over me where I almost passed out.
The covers for the standard edition is Cody Rhodes, and the deluxe is Bianca and Rhea. So,
Andy, you don't happen to have an extra $7,000 to $8,000 laying around, do you?
I'm like $20,000 in debt, dude. No, good.
Dude, see, Andy he understands my pain. Manscaped, where are you? We're 20 between Andy and I. We're 30.
You can go donate to the Booker Andy GoFundMe.
Look, Jeremy doesn't
donate to the Tim one.
Jeremy doesn't tell us his financial information, but let me just put it this way: between Andy and I, we're $33,000 worth of debt. So if you want,
possibly more.
So if you want to help, we could buy a car. We could buy a brand new car with how much debt that we have.
If you want more shirts, guys.
God,
get us out of debt,
please. And you know what costs me?
If you want a higher quality show, get us out of debt.
Yeah, if you want me to use an HD,
told Jeremy, I got my computer sitting on my hamper right now in front of my face.
Yeah.
You know
that's how I do this every week.
That's how we do. That's why we're the best pod in the fucking universe.
All right, we can wrap up this shit show.
Never question my love
Never
question my love of wrestling, or I will fucking slap you across your fucking face.
AJ Styles versus LA Knight. After that first segment, that match was then set, and then my favorite part of the night, Tyler Bate came out for a tag match against Pretty Deadly, and his partner was revealed to be Pete Dunne. Officially said it on the screen. Crowd popped for it. He was back in his bruiserweight gear with the fur hanging down on the side.
We don't have sound effects, but I can do the dun 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 dun.
Well, I told you. He didn't. I told you the other day. He's not coming out to the old music, which I enjoyed.
He's not coming out to a palm muted breakdown, which makes me very upset. But whatever.
Yeah, no. And he no longer is wrestling scrappy like how Vince wanted Butch to wrestle. He's actually wrestling like Pete Dunne. So him and Tyler Bate, they crushed it, teaming up. Good match. And I think they're going to be a force of nature.
Andy was actually there in 2000. God, it's been a long time, actually, Andy. Jesus. There's a kid that was in middle school that's in college now. That's how long ago it was. But Andy came with me, and we, Buddy and I recorded a album there's an EP in a Airbnb, and we made a record. And
2020 February, right before COVID.
Yeah, like right after. Yeah, like very shortly after, right before COVID, and we made a EP called "To the Bitter End," which I stole from Pete Dunne because that's a fucking sick name. So why not? There's a song on there. This is how.
What was that? Is the bitter end his finisher?
Well, he always had merch that said "To the Bitter End" on it. Bruiserweight to the bitter end, and then the other 80, I don't know if you remember, but Deadeye, the song Deadeye, is named after Hangman Page finishing move. So it's
yeah, but you regret that now.
Yeah, that's when I thought Hangman was the shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Pete Dunne obliterated pretty deadly. It was awesome. And I'm super excited about it. I audibly gasped in my while I was watching it by myself. We had Kevin Owens, before that, the Pride is set to take on the Final Testament. The Pride, again, is Bobby Lashley and Street Profits. Final Testament is Karrion Kross and AOP. So, I think it's a good way to get all 6 of those guys on. I think it's just this Friday on Smackdown.
Okay.
I told Andy, man, our mania is so stacked. You got Punk, Roman, possible Cena, The Rock. I mean, come on, he's gonna be there.
Yeah,
he ain't missing
if
that
Seth
shit.
Gets there. You didn't see this opening segment of Raw this week.
What do you mean? If Seth did he say he was hurt? Like I told you guys.
Seth, he has a torn MCL and he has stuff with his.
He has meniscus. 2 tears in the meniscus, I think.
Doctor said that was surgery. It could take 3 to 4 months. He said he's gonna bust his ass and make it 2. So I know. I was watching. I was like, motherfucker.
I just know this.
Gunther came out and said that he's gonna win the Rumble and take out Seth. But
so let me ask you this:
if I fucking miss Punk and Rollins,
I know.
Punk and Rollins, I want to see. Let's be realistic because he is a human being and he is hurt. If it can't happen, who do you want to see Punk wrestle? Let's keep it real.
Is it for a title?
It doesn't matter. I just want vacant. Punk. I want Punk to be on WrestleMania. We got tickets. I want to see him there. If he can't wrestle again, if he can't wrestle Seth,
AJ's good.
AJ would be good, but they don't like each other in real life. And it's very much a political. Yes, I agree. But I think some of this. Look, I love AJ, right? One of my favorites.
What are you gonna say, Cody?
No, in the past, AJ has made some comments about some things that, if anybody's a fan of CM Punk, you know that he's not down with, especially like anything anti-LGBTQ. So I think that issue is a little bit more than just. Community. You were talking the gay community. I think that's a little bit more than you were just. That's a little bit more than just you talk. You said I was an idiot on Twitter.
All right. Yeah. Who do you want? You're the one asking a question.
I don't know.
Finn Balor. I
mean, there's
all of those. Kevin Owens, Finn Balor.
There's great options. My heart was set on Seth versus Punk, you know, just with the
if it has to be Rock, then do Cody.
I still think Seth and Punk will happen.
I think it's still happening. It has to for our sake. We're doing the main
for our sake.
For our sake, Seth. Goddamn, fix your leg.
And Tim's bet. It has to happen.
Look, I don't know if Seth. I don't know if Seth knows this or not. But he is a big listener of the show. I'm down about
Colby.
I'm down about 13K right now. So I need Seth Rollins to get that knee back to
13K.
to get that knee better so that I can have some serotonin back in my brain. So if you could do that for me, that'd be good.
Well, Punk and Cody are having a face-to-face tonight, and I don't know if it's at 10 o'clock or at 11 o'clock, but I'll be watching.
Maybe that's why.
Well, then let's get through the rest of SmackDown.
Well, hang on. I know that we got things to do, but I'm just saying, I think that's why Punk is calling out Cody, because they know that Seth is hurt, and they're figuring some shit out. And just like Brian Lest and Jim Cornette said, the biggest main event to ever happen in AEW is CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately, it's going to happen at WrestleMania, not in AEW.
I was like, that never happened.
Yeah. Biggest AEW main event of all time is CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
at WrestleMania, not in their company.
We had the Kevin Owens show with guest Logan Paul, who they are feuding with one another. After a promo battle back and forth ensued between both Logan and Kevin, Logan would, I believe, punch Kevin. Or no, he had Kevin Owens remove his protective brace, and continue damaging it, I guess. Kevin Owens struck Paul, giving him his props for learning before reminding him that he was protected. So talking about his training, he said, I hate, basically, well, I'll just read the quote, actually, because I'm fumbling over my words. He said, you put in the work and you became way better at this than anyone would have ever thought. As good as you are, you're certainly not one of us. He told Paul that you are protected, you are sheltered. And that's the reason, basically saying that he shouldn't be champion. At the beginning of it, Logan Paul said that, the whole reason why he did this was where at WrestleMania in Tampa, that was their first live one back before they had to go back into the pandemic. If you remember, it rained and there was the late start, but Kevin Owens hit him with a stunner, and that was before Logan was even an active wrestler. He was just there as a guest. And so that was, I guess, how they're telling this story right now. But I thought it was a good segment, and obviously supposed to get you hyped up for this Saturday. Yeah, anything to add?
It was a good segment.
Not much. Well, some of the stuff, like you said, there's a couple guys with Mania that I don't know.
McDonald's. Burger King. There's a couple guys when it comes to WrestleMania. What, Tim? Andy's gone. So I'm just going to continue unless he chimes back in.
Go ahead.
So the AJ Styles LA Knight match ended in a no contest. When, what was it? Jey Uso.
There's a couple guys.
Okay. Yep.
McDonald's internet is back. There's a couple guys that I just don't know where they're going for Mania. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul being one of them. It just feels
Kevin Owens teaming up with Stone Cold to take on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Is that your Booker Andy prediction?
No, I'd be down for it.
But yeah, there's some people, because you still got the Rumble, and then are they doing Elimination Chamber still?
In Perth.
Yep.
So there's some people that with these two pay-per-views coming up, I don't know what their Mania plans are. I can't even give you
LA Knight and AJ Styles are happening. What's happening?
That's fine, but what's the story?
They don't like each other.
He said, "Hey,
The story that AJ's been telling
when you were in TNA, winning titles, I was flipping burgers at In-N-Out.
Dummy.
Yeah. There you go.
No, the story AJ's been telling is that when they put him out through the table, that LA Knight basically walked over him and took his spot that was supposed to be his at Crown Jewel. Right?
He said, you were going to make me a boatload.
Over me.
You walked right over me, and I was supposed to make a boatload of blood money in Saudi Arabia, and you took my spot, and I don't appreciate it.
You gave all that blood money to the gay community.
The gay community? Out of everyone? And then Punk's like, whoa.
Look, just look up AJ Styles' gay community if you don't know what we're talking about on
Punk's
YouTube.
like, whoa, you can't say that. Take it easy.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it probably sounds weird, but yeah.
Just look up on YouTube AJ Styles, the gay community, and you're good. Everything that you need and the whole story is right there.
All right, let's wrap up this shit. God. So Tim can start working for paying off his debt.
I need to go. I need to go back into work tonight. I need to start cutting hair. I'm going back to the shop tonight to start cutting.
You got 1 a.m. appointments now.
Put this fucking dent in
So like I was saying before, AJ Styles and LA Knight had a match, but it abruptly ended after a distraction from Jimmy Uso, which allowed Solo Sikoa to take out both Knight and Styles. Match was called off, and the main event immediately started, which was Randy versus Solo. Wasn't very long, but there was just chaos towards the end of it. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. There was planned interference from Jimmy Uso, which backfired on Styles and Knight. Backfired on Styles, and then Knight attacked him. The distraction threatened to derail Orton, but instead he dropped Solo with an RKO when Solo went to grab him. Roman, I believe, would end up coming out, and I think as Roman went for a Superman punch. Oh no, he got hit with a Superman punch, and I guess he ended up RKOing Roman and signed the contract right in front of Roman's face while Roman was on the ground. He put it below him, right? It's kind of confusing. I know I'm all over the place with this, but there was a lot of things that happened. There was a lot of moving parts, guys. All right, I'm trying here. But yeah, I like the way this ended. Roman was the one left laying, and Randy was the one left standing. So, that being said, me and Tim were talking if they still wanted to do Rock versus Roman, but give the title to Cody. You could have Randy win at the Rumble due to The Rock interfering. Setting up The Rock and Roman head of the table match. And then Cody and Randy, easy storytelling.
Yeah. But I also feel like Cody just needs to beat Roman in some way.
He does.
It still has to be Roman.
So much is going to happen, I feel like, in these next 2 months. And I'm excited to see how they get to where they are planning on going. And I feel like some shit. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for The Rock to be at the Rumble in some way. Maybe not in the Rumble, but
just like
maybe a little backstage face-to-face with Roman, something.
Yeah.
Where is the Rumble?
Where is it?
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Royal Rumble. Yeah. No, it's in Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah.
But this was a fucking nutty episode, guys. I don't even know how Opus Clip is gonna find segments to break apart.
It's gonna find.
It's just gonna be Tim yelling.
And I am 33.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like a whole clip on Tim in $13,000 of debt.
Yes,
it's gonna be a whole clip of him. It's gonna say send Tim money to GoFundMe. Right. With that being said, Tim, take us out.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. This was episode 115, and that is 2 numbers higher than the 13 that I owe. Now, I will say this. With such a bad day, sometimes we got to live positively. And I don't have a classic show of the week because I'm going to be honest, I'm a little uninspired.
I got one.
Okay.
Watch one of the Nigel McGuinness documentaries that we talked about.
Watch one of the Nigel McGuinness documentaries, like Andy's saying.
McGuinness.
Or go on the Peacock Network and watch DDP, Living Positively, because that's what I think we all need in our life right now, guys. As a little positive.
Yeah, you need DDP right now.
I need DDP in my life, guys. I need it to help me.
You need the house of positivity.
I need this. So DDP, if you're watching this,
Oh, there's Punk.
Thank you. And everybody go enjoy wrestling this week, because I'm gonna need to watch some wrestling to take my mind off of my horrible life. So thank you all so much. We'll see you episode 116.